especially if you are a startup and you have to build something very quickly, I would go and recommend React Native.
What?
Hey guys, this is Crazy Coder Al. Some of you guys know, I've worked in tech for a while. I had my own gaming startup since 2012. So I've done iOS, Android, I've done facial recognition, I've done multiple different types of software for Visa cards, Samsung Research America, and many different companies. And being in the tech industry, there's a lot of different opinions, and I have to disagree with the tech lead on his opinions on React Native.
Nani?
I think React Native serves a purpose, and it's not really as trash like he actually said in the video, but I've done native, I've done Swift, I've done a lot of Android native code in Java and Kotlin, and I'm very, very focused on native code. That said, I've also worked with React Native. I've done several projects with React Native as well for personal projects, and also some of my startups and ideas as well. So what I think of this, using React Native and being on the absolute native side of things to the nitty gritty, even using the NDK for very, very specific things, I think is, React Native is really good for startups. It's really good for small projects. It's amazing if you want to build something really fast and you have to launch in two places at the same time. If you're not really, doing something in augmented reality or virtual reality, I would say, even using Unity 3D or something like that for both platforms. I think there is a space for that and there is a need for that. And you've already started on using native code for your huge code base, I don't think it's a good idea to go into React Native per se.
Nani?
So you already have like something like Airbnb, you've been using native code, you have Objective-C, and then you want to put some parts in it in React Native. That is not the best idea in the world. But when you go on to the other end, when you're starting something from scratch, I think React Native, you should give it a try and see if that is a pretty good way to, especially if you are a startup and you have to build something very quickly. I would go and recommend React Native for a very, very fast prototype. You want to launch quickly and test the market. React Native is pretty much the way to go. So why would you want to then, on the other hand, launch in native code? To be devil's advocate here, if you really want to have a user experience that is just crisp and you want to kind of really absolute control of that environment, and you know that you're going to target specifically the Asian market per se. If you're going to launch in something in Korea, China, something in the Asian market, you want to go for Android. Something in the Philippines maybe, you want to go for Android. It's like probably more than like 60% Android users there. On the other hand, if you're going somewhere in Australia, US, Europe, then you want to go for iOS and have total control of that experience in Swift.
What?
So depending on your market, depending on your situation, there is a chart of how you should launch application. On the other side, if you're launching a new idea that you don't know if this is going to be better on Android or iOS, and you just want to test out a market on a very specific prototype or beta version, go with React Native and try to launch on both. Maybe has like 4 screens and that's it. I would use React Native. So there you have it, folks. There is a market for React Native. I would not stop learning React Native. I have it in my arsenal. I've been using it for about 2 years now for a lot of personal projects and startup ideas I had. And I've had, pretty good, well workaround with it, and I have no complaints for React Native. I'm still wanting to learn Flutter. I'm still wanting to learn maybe Xamarin and other platforms as well. I've been a Unity 3D developer for since 2014. I've been using it for a couple of years as well. So all these different platforms, all these different dev tools, I think they all have a time, place, and a situation where you need it. So don't disregard them. Keep learning, keep growing. I'll see you guys in my next one. This was Crazy Corral. Take care, guys. Bye.